This week, we are going to cover how to insert images and links. Next week, we will be doing CSS. So for those of you that would like to make your pages look a little bit prettier, that is coming next week. But at least this week, you're going to get to put graphics in your page. So one of the most important things to remember when you are doing adding images and links is that the names are case sensitive. So upper and lower case are different. And when you view a page offline, it doesn't matter if things are in upper or lower case, but the minute you put them on a web server, it does matter. Okay, so please be aware of that. In fact, I did a video that kind of shows the problem. So probably would be helpful for you guys to watch that. And then we're going to do our web-based readings. And so they cover how to add images and links. And then I also included LunaPic tutorials because this is the online platform that we are going to be using to edit our photos. It's free, which is pretty awesome. Then you're going to come in to the images and link lecture, and you'll notice it's split into 3 parts. The first part basically gives you background on the different image formats and how you can save images different ways and how that impacts how they display. And then we talk about GIFs and pings and what is a transparent background. So if you see white behind the graphic like this, that is not transparent. Also talk about animated GIFs, and not sure if all of these, yeah, they all still are. They look like they're still there. Sometimes these sites kind of disappear, but you do need to be a little careful if you are going to download GIFs. These 2 are sites for you to create your own. So we talk about JPEG files, PNG files, and GIF files. So you become familiar with those 3 formats, which are the 3 formats that we use online. Okay. And then we talk about SVG graphics, which is actually something that you have to kind of code. It's math-based vector graphics, and we actually can code those. So this just kind of gives you an overview of that. That is not something we talk about in this class, but if you are curious, I did include some links to that. And then we get into some basic photo editing, and we're going to be using LunaPic, but there is a pretty good program that is similar to Photoshop that you can download, and it is called GIMP, and it is free. Okay, so it's kind of like a Photoshop knockoff. I'm just going to kind of cover basic photo editing with you, and then how to do that at LunaPic. And this kind of walks you through all of that. So, how do we resize an image? How do we crop an image? How do we cut out a portion that we don't want? How do we do some color correcting in images? Okay, so this kind of explains all of that to you and walks you through how to make those adjustments in LunaPics. Okay, so you're definitely going to want to read through this. And then once you are familiar with editing images and the different formats that we are going to be working with, then we get into, well, how do I put an image into my web page? So we covered the HTML for images. And it's actually fairly simple. We're going to use the image tag. It has a source attribute that says the name and location of the image file. And then the other thing that's required is an alt attribute, which gives alternate text for screen readers. So if someone's visually impaired, the screen reader will tell them what the image displays. Okay, and so other attributes would be title, basically you get a tooltip if you point at the image. You can also adjust the height and the width. Okay, and so we talk about how do you find out what the height and width are. Figure and fig caption are new elements. So we talk about how to add those. Okay, and those are all of the images and attributes that deal with HTML. Okay, and what I would do is do the image stuff in one sitting and then try to do hyperlinks in a separate sitting. Because I'm going to be honest, this is a lot to do at one time. So hyperlinks, we can do internal links, which take you from one part of a page to another, and we can do external, which basically take you to either someone else's site or a different page at your own site. And if it's at your own site, you'll be creating what's called a relative link. But if you're going to be going to somebody else's website, we use what's called an absolute link. So you're going to be learning how to create those different types of links. And the structure of your site, okay, the folders and the file names, the structure is super important when you are linking. So we do take a look at the structure of the page as well. Okay, so those are 3 sections that you need to go through. And then this little section is optional, but a lot of people like to know, well, how do I save, permanently save my web login information? And you can make it permanent, and this little article explains how, and this little video shows you how. Then we get down here to assignments. So the textbook assignment is going to walk you through adding images and creating links. Okay, and so you're going to start by creating your folders, and then you're going to download to those folders. There is a video that walks you through this, but we are going to be using the editor to do a web optimized image and thumbnails. Okay, so you'll kind of walk through the directions. Make sure you watch the videos because those will help you. And so once you have those graphics, you will be saving them into your lesson 3 media folder. And then you're going to be creating some thumbnails. So there's going to be additional graphics for you to download and modify, and you'll be saving those. And then you are going to add those images and thumbnails to an existing page. So you're going to download the Mackinac photo page along with a couple additional graphics. And then you're going to be inserting some code. So below the Arch Rock heading, you're going to insert the image tag that is shown. Below the Marquette Park heading, you are going to insert the image tag that is shown. And below the Mackinac, you are going to basically do the same thing. You're going to insert an image tag. And after you've done the one for Arch Rock and Marquette Park, I think you can probably figure out how to do the city marina. The bottom row of thumbnails, the idea is for them to serve as a link to a larger picture. So you will be adding the link text. Okay, so the image tag should be there. And so you just need to put the opening anchor and the closing anchor in. Okay, and then for the next 2, these are at a different site. You don't have these graphics, so you need to use an absolute link, which is the full address. So you're still going to be adding an anchor, but you're going to be doing the full address there. Okay, and then Yosemite is another page that you're going to be downloading some pictures for in addition to the page. You will be inserting the pictures and you will also be inserting some links. So you're going to kind of read through this, and don't forget at the bottom here in the footer section is where we're going to add some links. The Top Rock page, you will be adding some internal links that take you to the different decades of hits. Okay, so if we look here, you can see we've got all of these categories, and then we've got these different areas of hits. So these are going to be links, internal links that are going to take you to the different sections in the page. Okay, and then this is just a summary of what you need to turn in for grading. For the lab assignment, you are going to be creating your own page, and it's going to be something like this. You're going to have 3 of these. So it needs to be on a theme, and you'll have a smaller thumbnail that links to a web optimized one. Okay, and then you'll have some kind of text displayed. Okay, and you see I put quotes around mine, and so I cited it. It's not like you have to, do any kind of creative writing here. So whatever you decide to do, it's certainly okay to quote it and cite it. So here's the code I used for that. Another example, if you want to do a bridge theme, you could do that. Honestly, any theme that you want is fine. You just have to make sure that you're following NMC's Title IX and Student Code of Conduct. So here is an example of my Big Cat page. And here is it live. So if you want to go look at it live, you can. Okay, so that's part 1. Part 2 of the assignment is updating your assignment page with links. So right now we have text, and you are going to change it to links. Now this is where how you named your folders is going to come into play, because if you didn't name them the same as me, then your links aren't going to work. So if you did lesson 2 with a space, that is how you have to key it in here. Okay, so if you named your stuff the exact same as mine, awesome, it'll all work. And if you didn't, your links are not going to work. Finally, you're going to add a background graphic to your page. And this is a site you can go. There is a video that actually shows you how to find a graphic and download it. If you would prefer to do a photo, you can go to pixabay.com and download a photo from there. Okay, so here I talk about downloading or using a background photo, and then how to make it a little lighter in LunaPic. Okay, and then once you have a background graphic, how do you get it into your page? There's a video that explains, and this is basically the tag that you need to use instead of just the regular body. Okay, so here's an example of what it's going to look like. And then you will be transferring that page. And here is a video to help you with that. So that is what you'll be working on this week. If you do run into any problems, please let me know. The most problems that people have are either their images don't display or their links don't work. And it's always a case of what you're using for uppercase letters and lowercase letters does not match the name of the image, or it does not match the name of your folders and files. What I've included for resources are places where you can get free photos you can download from these sites. Pixabay is excellent for photographs if you want to use a photo in the background. If you have any problems or if you have questions, please ask, because I am here to help you. It does help if you send me a link through the email. then I can just click on it and take a look. And if I can't tell you how to fix it in a paragraph, what I do is I do a video. So I will send a video back showing you how to fix it, because that is easier for me than trying to write a book. So look for the video. Also, let me know if you have any questions, and have an awesome week.